Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
From the land of lemons, magic, and neighbors who still wave, it's Voices of the Valley. Join hosts Jim and John as they shine a spotlight on local businesses, city council news, community events, and all the colorful characters that make the Santa Clara River Valley feel like home. From Santa Paula to Fillmore and Peru, this is your hometown podcast, Voices of the Valley.
That's right. It's Voices. Is it Voices of the Valley or is it Voices of John and Jim?
Could be both.
I guess so.
No, I mean, it's been.
I mean, technically, it's our voice.
Our voice, and
We're just talking about the valley.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Most of the time, unless it's therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes therapy gets.
I need therapy, but it's the wrong kind of therapy. I need like physical therapy.
Oh yeah.
My back. Oh, geez. Yeah. So we this last weekend there was an open house at the Newhall Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you have ever been there or not, but that place is just an absolute gorgeous building, grounds, everything about it is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so they did an open house and Julie and I went down. They had a nice little barbecue, wine tasting, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did self-guided tours, so you could just literally go around the mansion and check it all out. I would love to do a magic event there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. Have it catered and
and just the surrounding. It kind of at night. I've been out there at night. Man, it's a cool look. It's a really cool look. Be perfect for a magic.
It would be.
Yes,
it would be.
Yeah.
So they have a hammock out there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was windy. If you remember, on Saturday it was really windy. So the hammock was doing this whole thing, spinning. So Julie and I go and I grab the bottom of the hammock and I put my butt on the side, like I'm gonna go sit in it. And Julie comes and joins me, and we both kind of give this little push up and back because we're gonna lay down on the hammock.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden the hammock went whoosh, and we went flat on our backs, right on the ground. I have the proof.
Ouch. Yeah.
So both our elbows are bleeding. We're both sitting there on the ground laughing, going, "Why is the hammock on top of us?" And then we realized that it was just wound too tight, so we loosened it up and we were able to sit on it and just kind of.
Oh, you went backward?
Oh, we went back. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. The sad part is, so I did this once before. By the way, I'm really working on my dialogue.
Okay.
My speech.
Okay.
And not use these extra words and the ums and the so basicallys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was listening to Dan Singer speak.
Uh-huh.
There was a meeting on Monday for the cannabis.
Correct.
And he's pretty eloquent in his speech. He doesn't use a lot of fill words or ums or any of that kind of stuff.
He's had some experience.
He really has. So I'm kind of watching him and listening to him, and I'm going, it makes you sound so intelligent. Yeah. When you talk like that.
And he doesn't use those big intelligent words.
No, it's just the way he does it.
Things. Yeah, he's really good at that.
Yeah, it makes you sound intelligent. Yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about?
Or you were talking? Well, we were on the hammock. And turned into.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Okay.
So I wanted to, about 10 years ago, I was doing some construction on what we were calling the X-Pod. So it was a gaming system. It was seats that were formed in an X with a center console, and each one had TVs all around it and everything else. So I'm building this thing, and I have an electric hammer or a nail gun, and I'm holding the bottom of one of the beams, boards that I'm about to nail into. And I fire the thing, and the nail bends through the wood, and it comes right through my thumb and right through the nail. So at first, I thought the nail kind of grazed the thumb like that. But then when I looked at it and realized that I couldn't move my hand,
Mhm.
the nail actually came through the thumb and came out the nail. So I'm sitting there going, ouch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I proceed to remove my thumb from the nail.
Wow.
And as soon as I did that, my first thought was, nuts. I should have taken a picture of it.
Uh-huh.
So there was a split second of me thinking, I still have the hole in my finger
You were gonna
with
go
the
back.
nail that I could maybe slide it back onto the nail
Wow.
so I could get a picture. A brief second. It wasn't like anything long. It was just
You
a
try to
brief second.
shoot the nail, get
No,
back
yeah,
there, right?
it
Okay,
just,
yeah.
there was just a thought that, I could probably take and just line it up in the hole and
Momentary lapse
Yeah,
of judgment.
yeah,
Okay.
momentary.
Yeah.
So when Julie and I flipped off this hammock and we're both laying down on the ground and we're laughing, there was this thought, there was a split second thought of, what we need to do is do this again,
Yeah.
only make sure somebody has a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why, but whenever an accident happens, my first thought is always, this would have gotten a lot of clicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why people are always filming people doing dumb things.
Yeah,
sometimes, whatever.
you
You
know?
never know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. And when you don't have a camera present and something dumb happens like that, you think, I could capitalize on this if I'm willing to go through the pain again.
There wasn't any security cameras. Get some footage?
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Well,
disappointing.
well, me and the hammocks don't see eye to eye. So
Well, there's
I
a
don't get
reason.
on that. Yeah, exactly.
Those things are dangerous.
Yes, they are. They're dangerous. Let alone two of you getting on there. Let alone
Oh.
one's bad enough. But
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys were thinking of.
It was literally like a slingshot. As soon as both of us hit it and we went back, that thing just went boing.
It's like, nope, not cooperating.
So
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't a slow slide either. It was just like
No,
it was there and it was gone.
Yeah, those things are fast. They
Yeah.
don't mess around. So.
Anyway, so that was a really nice weekend
Mhm.
at the Newhall Mansion.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have some news about that pretty soon.
Yeah.
But there's some exciting things that are happening.
They're doing some good stuff in Pyro.
Yeah,
A lot of things happen. It's going to be a happening little place soon.
it is.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
mean, it already is, but I mean, they're really trying to elevate that.
Yeah, that mansion is just, it screams celebrity wedding getaways.
Mhm. Yeah.
They want to get away from the paparazzi. They want to go into some obscure area where
Yeah.
nobody's going to find them.
And there's they do a lot of filming there.
Yes, they do.
So that's a key thing for that mansion and stuff. But I think once they figure out the downtown, get a little more action downtown, that's going to be a great little community. I mean, downtown's there, but they could elevate that a little
Yeah.
more. I know they have the coffee shop, they have a little grocery store, they have a few other things.
Yeah, pizza place closed down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, a few more little mom and pops open up, whether it's restaurants or something, but it's there. It just needs
What's hard is that they have that new community that they're building, but it's being built right on the 126. So when those people leave or go somewhere, they leave their home and they jump right onto the 126. And trying to get those people to understand that take a left instead of a right and go to your downtown because you have a coffee shop there that you should be supporting. You have a little grocery store, corner store there that you should be supporting. So don't just get in your car and drive away from your community. Take a left-hand turn and support your community.
The crazy thing about that, it's cheaper or easier for them to go to Santa Clarita than it would be to go to Ventura.
Yes.
Or, so a lot of them go to Santa Clarita because it's really like 20 minutes away.
Right. Now, when I say take a left, because I know you can go left on 126,
Yeah.
you can go right on 126. But when you leave your house
go to downtown, head
and you get to the intersection of Main Street, it's a right-hand turn for people on this side, and it's a left-hand turn for the people on the other side. But make the turn.
Yeah, and I always thought about that place. What they need to do is capture the people that are going to the lake.
Yes.
I don't think they do a good enough job doing that because there's so many people go to that lake, and Lake Pyro is trying to elevate it too. They need to have some stuff there that will help bring people to downtown. Like you go to these other places, they might have in a store, they might have like a little tackle shop where they go fishing, fishing supplies or just stuff for camping and stuff like. They need to have like a little general store that has a lot of that stuff. That could be like a tourist attraction.
Right.
I don't know if the grocery store that's there, the little grocery store has some of that, and they may have some of that already, but they need to create like a little destination place. Because I know when we used to go up up there by Mammoth to go to some of the lakes out there, you go to Bishop and they'd have all these like that's where you would go to buy your supplies.
Right.
Or there's a breakfast spot you would go to. Everybody goes there for breakfast, and so they need to have something like that. So when you're going to the lake, it's like, oh, I need to stop here first before I head up.
Right.
So that's what they lack. Something like that.
Yeah, they need when people are camping at the lake and everything like that, they need something at that campground that's gonna let people know that there's a nice restaurant, there's a Mexican restaurant, there's the cafe, there's a bar at night.
Yeah, because if you're there, say a week camping, I mean, you're not going to barbecue and do all that every night, but go into town, go support something. And most people do that with you go to Lake Casitas. If you're there a long period of time, you'll go into town to either pick up some supplies, or you're going to pick up a pizza, or you're going to do something to help support that. Because you can't really like some barbecue every night or whatever. So
here's the thing that bothers me when it comes to supporting small business and things of that nature. There's a magic shop that just recently closed, and everybody in the magic community is like, oh man, it's another brick and mortar's gone down to the wayside. Oh, how sad, blah, blah, blah. Yet they never stepped inside that brick and mortar.
Exactly.
And so people are quick to be like, oh, sorry to see that go. Oh, that's really too bad. But it's like, how many times have you actually gone into that establishment?
Yeah.
So if you're that sorry, why don't you support the establishment so it doesn't have to go?
Exactly. And people are quick to judge and comment, especially on social media. And it's like, I mean, when I was here in Santa Paula with the chamber, I would see people that would comment, and I know them. I'm like, I know you've never set foot in that business, or you've never supported it, or that's just not your thing.
Right.
But yet you have an opinion about it, but you're not supporting it in general either.
Right.
So, and every community has it. I'm finding that at Moore Park too. The same thing. Every community going, it has these people that will be very vocal on social media. They complain about everything. They make comments and everything, but then they don't support.
Right.
If you're there supporting and you're helping them out and they're still not sorry, that's a different story. But there's always every community has that, that.
Yeah.
So but I get your point on that.
Yeah. So Santa Paula News.
Yes.
They had on Monday, they had their cannabis meeting as to whether or not to put cannabis on the ballot.
I was there for a little while.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You were?
Yeah, I was in the back.
I didn't see you.
You're busy. I wasn't going to bother you.
I was hiding behind a whiteboard.
I saw that. Yeah.
Because when I was looking at the camera and everything, I'm going, oh man, I'm like totally in view of this whole thing. Yeah. And I'm going to be chowing down on Doritos and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So I put a whiteboard in front of me.
And so that venue, I mean, it accommodates a lot of people, but it's not ideal for the recording and doing all that. It makes it hard to do that.
I was there till 1 o'clock in the morning. Almost.
Were you
taking it down?
Well, the meeting went way too long.
Yes.
I mean, I was there probably 2.5 hours, and I was just like, I'll go watch the rest at home. Cause you had the public comment, which took probably 2 hours for the public comment.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And which was fine and everything. But, when it came time to the council discussion, I was just like, I agreed with Council Member Chavez. I think it should have went to the public vote. They should have given the public an opportunity to vote. Some of the other council members felt differently, because they were listening to the community, and sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. You need to listen to the community, yes, but you got to think big picture here.
So here's where I think there was some confusion, and here's where I think they could have done a better job.
Yeah.
Giving it to the public to vote could have just been a simple, do you want us to explore this, or do you want us to kill it?
Yeah.
Keep the ban or explore it.
Yeah.
And it could have just been they wouldn't have to do any complicated ballot measure or any of that kind of stuff. It would just be a simple, yes, we want this, no, we don't.
Mhm.
And then once they had yes, they wanted that, then the council could have gone through the whole, okay, so let's develop the what do you call it? The code, the
The what?
um
Not proclamation,
municipal code or
yeah, they
whatever
have
it
to go
is.
through all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so then they could have developed all that stuff. So a very simple, listen, do we want to put this on a ballot as a yes or no? Do you want this or do you not want this? And if they come back with yes, we want this, then we'll go through the process and the
Mhm.
consultants and
Yeah.
all this other kind of stuff as to how to develop this thing.
Yeah.
If they say no, then we don't go any further. It could, but I think what a lot of even the people on the council were thinking that is that if it goes to ballot, then this is then it's going to become a part of the code, or
Yeah.
what is it called?
Resolution. They create the resolution for it.
Yeah, so it was
Part of that.
almost it was almost like that. Okay, so now they can go ahead and open up pot
Open all that. Yeah.
shops.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It could just be a simple, look, we're putting this on the ballot.
Yeah.
All it is a yes, do you want it, or no, you do not. And if the majority of people come back with yes, then we're going to go through the process of developing the municipal code and everything else to allow those to come into
Which
the
I
city.
thought they brought that to as one of the options to do that. And
Yeah, but I don't think some of the council people understood that. I think
No.
they felt like if this goes to the ballot, then I mean, even if it came back as yes, the council could still go, you know what, it was too close of a call.
Mhm.
We're not gonna do it.
It was just to ask the staff to start researching it. But yeah, you're right. They wouldn't have to make this decision till mid-June because it has to be in by June 29th.
But they didn't even
They had time to do this.
yeah, it didn't even have to be, because I think there was one option where, all right, we're gonna put it on as a ballot measure, and the ballot measure that the whole code and everything else would be formalized.
Yeah.
So if it came back as a yes, then they enact that code
Exactly.
and they start allowing stores in.
Yeah.
But I'm saying a simple, this is just a yes or no thing,
Which is what it should
which
have
will
been.
then
Yeah.
tell council, should we invest the time and the money into developing the code in order to get these things into our city?
Yeah.
And if it's a too close to call, the council could still say, yeah, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. They weren't going to make the decision last night if they move forward with it. You're right. It was just, do we start the process?
Yeah. Do we let the city, do we let the citizens of Santa Paula tell us on a ballot,
Yeah.
yes, we want this, no, we don't.
Yeah.
And it's nothing any deeper than that. It's yes, we want it, no, we don't. And if it comes back with yes, we want it, then fine, we will go through the process of developing the code
Mhm.
and figuring out how we get these into our city. And if it's a no, then we don't do anything more. And if it's too close to call, let's have a vote and decide whether or not we want to divide the city and go forward with it.
Yeah.
So it's not a mandate from the city to say, oh, it passed on the balance, we have to do this. It's simply a question of, tell us what you think.
Yeah. It sometimes really gets complicated,
Yeah.
and I don't know if there's a disconnect between staff and council or just, I mean, maybe there needs to be some better pre-work that needs to be done. So you're not there for 4+ hours discussing one item,
Right.
and that's what frustrates me is like, why are we spending so much time? I get we had the 2 hours of public comment, but then there was over an hour and a half of discussion after that. And it's just like, why?
Well, even the citizens felt like if it ended up on the ballot
Mm.
and it came back with a yes, even if it was 51%,
Mhm.
that they were going to get forced with having these marijuana shops in the city.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be that.
Nope.
What you're doing right now by coming up to the podium and say, no, we don't want this, that's all we're going to have on the ballot.
Yeah.
Is, do you want it or don't you? And we still get to decide.
Yeah.
But now we're deciding based on what the majority of the population wants.
Yeah. because you're still going to put limitations. You're going to say, okay, if it does pass, here's what we're doing. It's going to be, we might limit 1 or 2, and then it's going to be in a certain area of the community. They don't want it downtown. Okay, great. Figure out some locations that they need to put, but that takes time, and that's what the council staff wanted. Give us the time to do this research, and then you guys don't have to make a final decision until June.
But I guess what I'm saying is they don't have to make any decision at all.
No,
they don't have to do any research. They don't have to do any surveys. They don't have to, just make it a non-binding.
Yeah, but they won't do that.
It's a non-binding yes or no.
Yeah, that's not how they work.
Yeah,
that's just not, and that's frustrating. It is.
Because if it's non-binding,
yeah,
if it comes back at 52% or 55%,
yeah,
the council could say, yeah, we're not going to do this. There's not enough of a majority to say, and the citizens can't come back and say, well, we voted yes on this. It's like, no, you voted yes on whether or not you would support it. You didn't vote yes on us actually doing it.
And I'm not sure if that would qualify for it. It has to be a, 2/3 vote, or it could be whatever.
Right.
I don't know how legally how that works now, but they could put something in place like that. It's got to be, 60%, just to throw a number out there to pass.
Right.
So even if it comes in at 59.9, it still didn't pass, but everybody had their opportunity to vote yes or no.
Right.
So I just thought it should have went to it should have been put on a ballot at that point. I mean, work your way towards that.
Yeah.
And give the people
that, or go out and do a survey of every voting citizen. Just put it out there and say, come back with your response.
Well, and that was brought up. Remember, city manager said that they survey about 300 people, which I think is ridiculous.
No, you got to survey everybody.
And then, because the other group that was there against it had 1,700 signatures. If I might be mistaken.
Close to 2,000.
Yeah. So, which was great. But then also the city should validate those signatures too, because not saying that they do anything wrong, but are all those people residents? Are all they voters or what? If they're not, city's not validating, they're not doing their job either.
Right.
So, but it never got that far, So,
yeah.
I mean, the polling of the survey should be no more. It should be at least 1,000 people.
To me, your survey is the ballot.
Yeah.
That's your survey.
Well, that's what they wanted to come back with.
That's right. That's the one opportunity to be able to say, listen, we know that these are all legal voters. Mm-hmm. We know they're all residents of Santa Paula. Yeah. This is our survey. Do you want it or not?
Yeah. And that would have been the next step before they made that decision, which they want to do. But then I think when the city manager said, well, we do about 300, I think that kind of shot themselves in the foot too.
Right.
It's like,
let the ballot measure be your survey.
Yeah. Because that comes back overwhelming that people want it on the ballot. Then guess what? That makes that decision a lot easier, and it takes the pressure off the council.
Yeah, but I don't even do the survey beforehand.
No.
Let the ballot be your survey.
Yeah.
It's a non-binding yes or no.
Legally, you have to sort through that to see. Sometimes it's not that easy to do. You have to go through some legal things to. Yeah, it's not that simple, So I think that's why
I should be,
but I think that's why there was these options, to explore it. But I mean, after all that time, 4 hours, and then it came down to where they just said no, and it's just like, well, did it really have to get that far? If everybody kind of knew already where it was going to go, So I get frustrated when I see these kind of council meetings, because it's like, why are we spending that much time discussing it?
Yeah,
you already have your opinions. Don't go this long-winded thing and then come back again with more stuff. It's just like, say what you got to say and move on. If you're going to vote yes, fine. If you're going to vote no, fine. But don't give 10 minutes of the speech. I get it. You're representing your citizens. I get it. And you're supposedly for your district, but it's for the whole community. But, you can say that in half the time and make your point, and that's where I get frustrated with the current council, is that they talk way too much about things. Yeah. They need to cut that down. You can make your point with half that discussion. And I get it. You're trying to, be transparent with the community, but you can get it across a lot more if you do it,
So Tim gives us a little shout out.
Tim was there. Yeah.
Well, he's giving us a shout out now. He's saying good afternoon, fellas.
Yeah.
He's got some comments about his thoughts on the petition that went around about being kids and whatnot, but it's like you said, it would have needed to be validated if it was going to have the weight. But But it's a moot point now because
But you know what? It'll be brought up again
it will be.
somewhere down the line. But if they would have took it to a vote and people didn't want it, then that makes it that much farther out, and then, but I mean, who's to say another organization comes in for next year and says, hey, we really want to do this. We want to have that discussion again.
I will go on the record saying that I'm opposed to it.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm in agreement if they bring it in smartly, you know what I mean? And you bring it in certain sectors. Are you going to get a lot of money like you did before? No, but it's got to be done correctly. Don't just bring them in for the money. You need to do your homework on all that and see what makes it sense.
Yeah, I do understand that. It's like, listen, the reality is if people are going to get marijuana, pot, whatever it's going to be, they're going to get it.
It's happening everywhere.
They're going to get it from here. They can go to Oxnard or wherever they want to go and they can get it. It's not that far away. I don't think bringing it here makes it any more convenient for people. Well, we need it, it's not a convenience thing. It really just boils down to the money. But at the same time, I do believe that, as far as like the federal government still recognizes this as an illegal drug. I do believe it impairs. I do believe it has mind altering things to, at the same time, I know people who take it for medicinal purposes and it's a great thing for them. It helped. My sister took it when she was dying from cancer.
Yeah.
To help with the nauseous. So, I think there's a place for it.
Yeah, there is. It's just figuring out where it would make sense.
Yeah.
If Santa Paula wants to take that on and have that, great, but put some limitations on it. But if you know some of these these businesses that are coming into the community, it's not just them selling. They give a lot of money to the community. They give a lot to nonprofits. They fund a lot of events. They fund a lot of things that has nothing to do with their business.
Right.
But the gentleman that I've seen at several events, he donates a lot of stuff and he supports a lot of different things. And when he supports it, it has nothing to do with selling marijuana.
So here's my take. If you believe that there is zero harm to marijuana, if you believe that it is not a gateway drug, that it has a tremendous amount of benefits, and that the things that you hear about surrounding these establishments and whatnot are not true or whatever. If you believe all of that, then I say, yeah, you should welcome one of these into your locations. But if you do believe that it's harmful to kids, that it has mind altering effects and personality effects, and that it is maybe not necessarily a gateway drug, but it certainly starts it. If you believe all of those things, but you want it because of the money, then I say you're selling your soul.
Yeah, that's a different story.
And I do believe that there are people that feel about marijuana the way, well, we need to teach our kids that it's wrong. We need to teach that. Well, if you believe you should teach your kids that it's wrong and they shouldn't do it, then why are you pushing it just to be able to get the tax revenue because you're selling your soul.
Yeah.
But if you don't see anything wrong with it and you think that there are far better benefits to it than anything else, and you don't believe in the gateway drug and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, I say, then bring it in, because it's more than just I'm doing it because I want the money.
And that's where you give the people to decide that.
Yeah.
The council members shouldn't decide it. It should be the people to decide that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't use it, but there are a lot of people that do, and they do it for various reasons and stuff. So it's no different than alcohol or any of the other thing like that. It's just, if you're going to bring that in, I mean, there's a stigma to it, which I get.
Right.
So, but 7 years ago when this happened, they tried to bring it in. Nobody knew anything about it really, because it was fairly new. A lot of cities capitalized, Port Hueneme probably capitalized the best out of all that.
Right.
But now, if this was approved, the money wasn't going to be that big of an impact as it used to be.
No.
Try what, 300,000
maybe
getting, maybe that. So is it worth spending all that time and investment in the city to do it? For the first few years, it probably would be a break even at the best. So is it worth spending all that time? You know, and I know that was brought up about how much investment in time and money that was already spent in doing this. And so, you know, I get it. That's why they wanted to, you know, that was part of their decision making too. But,
Yeah.
you know, so I mean, you know, 2-3 years ago, yeah, I think it was, you know, the money was huge. I mean, and it would help a community.
So do you think marijuana is harmful and to people's personality? I mean, we heard some of the arguments about people committing suicide and all that kind of stuff and leading on to bigger and better drugs and whatnot. Do you believe that?
I think it does if it's not used properly. I think the way it's right now, it's a free for all. So people use it, you know, probably not the right way, you know, but if it's used, like I said, for medicinal purposes and it's controlled and it's and you educate them the proper way, it could be a positive, better than taking pills and doing all that stuff.
Right.
So if it's done right, yeah. But the problem is it's got the stigma that, you know, and it's from the old school.
Well,
You know, you buy it on
alcohol
the
is the
street.
same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So
you can abuse alcohol.
yeah,
And you're going to get a DUI and you're going to kill somebody and you're going to, you know, all of that kind of stuff.
yeah. So it's just how you educate people around you and yourself and do your homework, you know. And if it's for you, great. If it's not for you, then that's great too, you know.
Right.
But you know, I look at it, it's no different than alcohol and anything else like that, you know.
Right.
You just, you know, be smart about it, you know.
Right.
So,
So I know Tim Eubanks has some definite opinions on it. So what I'm going to say to you, Tim, is I'm not going to read your text, but what I'd like you to do is what you had talked about and maybe do an interview with Dan.
mhm.
He has a hard time coming onto the show right now with the scheduling
Yeah.
conflict,
Should get
but come in here, do a recording. We can play it during our show. Get your segment in there,
Mhm.
and then you can give your opinion
Yeah.
on this issue as well. I don't think it's going to have much bearing at this point because it sounds like the issue is dead.
But I think I have a feeling it's going to come up down the line somewhere again.
Yeah.
Within the next probably 5 years, you'll see
Right.
that again.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
anyways,
So what else is happening?
let me. So we're at the end of our show, but let me just do this one thing.
Okay.
On Saturday, April 11th, Rancho Camulos is going to be having its 13th annual Ventura County Farm Day
Mm-hmm.
from 10 o'clock to 3 p.m.
And that's a
Um,
countywide celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on April 17th, next Wednesday, we are going to be having Katie Ryan coming in to talk about the California Fiesta de Rancho Camulos.
Okay.
Camulos.
Mulos.
All right.
All right.
That's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Mhm.
And it's the Santa Clarita Cowboy Festival.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
So,
yeah. So the Farm Day is a great event in the county. I know the Weights and Measures Division office at Santa Barbara Street's they're doing an event there. Prancers Farms part of Farm Day. There's a few others that are local here that are doing Farm Day, but it's a countywide celebration. And it's really cool when you go to, I was at one of them, and that's usually where they give stuff to the public. They'll give like seeds or plants or something you can get either at low cost or for free. So, but Farm Day is it's a cool thing to highlight what we have in our communities.
Cool.
Yeah.
all right. We are at the end of our show.
Yeah.
We didn't get to talk about AI, but I do want to tell people that AI is not as smart as AI claims to be.
It's going to take a while for it to get smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick. I had AI do an analysis of a website for me.
Yeah.
So it went out, it analyzed the website, gave me all this feedback, wrote the HTML code based on its recommendation on what you should do for the website.
Yeah.
And then I implemented that code. It then proceeded to tell me that it was too transactional, to this, to that, whatever. So I gave it its own HTML code back and said, could you tell me what you think of this? And it basically ripped it to shreds. And then I proceeded to tell it, dummy, this was your HTML code, your recommendation, and now you're chewing it up. And it said, that's on me.
Yeah. It's still got some work to do.
Yeah.
So it's great right now, but it's a long way before that ever gets.
Do not take everything for verbatim. When AI tells you something or recommends something, do not just take it for, well, it's smarter than I am.
No.
Because it's not.
Read it, look at it, and something you question, definitely look at back.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, like for example, one of the things they wanted me to do on the website is have a black background.
Mhm.
And all of the classes and everything else that I've taken on websites say that that's the last thing you want to do because it's difficult to read. It
Mhm.
turns a lot of people off.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Maybe the AI should take a class.
yeah, we should. Yeah, it needs to get re-educated on some things. With that, we will see you all next week. So don't forget, we will have Katie on as a special guest next week to talk about the Cowboy Festival.
Yep.
And we'll have more to say about everything else.
Mhm.
So
Definitely.
anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right.
All right. Look forward to next week.
All righty. We'll see y'all then. Take care.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.